What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I know that a lot of the videos that I'm putting out very recently have been, obviously it's bad. It's sad news, more sad news, it's more stuff to get angry about. But one of the things I do worry about is my own viewers' mental health, and it's serious. Like consuming nonstop terrible stuff, we're not built for this. And so while this video is obviously about the news of the century, perhaps, I like to mix in each day a little bit of FAFO, F around and find out type news. And there's obviously a lot of lunatics out there, but I had my members Discord put together a couple of people that I thought were worth profiling. Obviously, we had one situation where a family put a mural out on their own front yard to Charlie Kirk, and some losers in the neighborhood burned it down, burned their fence down while their 5 kids slept in the house just feet away. Broke out their car's windows. Why? For simply putting a banner that said, "Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk." It wasn't like a political banner. It wasn't anything like that. We have a student at Texas Tech, I believe, University, who interrupted a Charlie Kirk vigil, who got expelled. And we've got all sorts of other great stuff. Make sure, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my second channel, which is linked in the description, and get in that members Discord. I know Discord may seem overwhelming, but it's pretty easy to use. There's lots of videos, and we're starting to build up a lot of people in there, and we're starting to do some good stuff. It's the first place news breaks. You can talk to me directly, share leads with me directly, and talk to the hundreds of other people in the community. There's a moms group, a book reading club, there's a fantasy football club, there's EDC conversations, there's training videos, there's training conversations, all sorts of stuff like that. Now, I want to start with some of this is the people we're dealing with kind of video, right? Like, these are the people we're dealing with. We had a rest in peace Charlie Kirk mural in Pensacola, and hours later it was completely defaced by far leftoids. Now, in my opinion, locals should buy the local motorcycle club a keg to hang out around the mural for a couple of days and just see what happens. Now, this mural isn't an overpass, and it is constantly getting, some people put stuff up, then they take it down, they put it up, then they take it down. This will probably be a battle for some time. Over this real estate, but there are just evil people that exist. More importantly, this one obviously more scary. A family in Loveland, Colorado had a little mural in front of their house that they had painted, and some neighborhood person, I assume they're a neighborhood person because I don't know how else you knew about this mural, or you came in and you found it. I don't know. But a vandal set fire to their fence and smashed their car window while their 5 kids were sleeping inside the house. Thankfully, it didn't spread to the house. Now, if you look at the video, like, this is crazy. Now, we have a real crime committed here. Look, I think it's all fine and dandy. It's funny that people are losing their jobs for being awful online. This is what the left calls accountability culture, so I'm not going to fight against it. This is what they say is a good thing, so I'm going to laugh. I don't think, saying something stupid online in most cases should lead to any kind of, arrest or anything like that. But when you, burn a fence down, there are real charges that come with that. There are real consequences that come with that. And while the people, the losers, the cowards that did this almost certainly won't take responsibility for it, somebody knows them and doesn't agree. That somebody knows them that thinks maybe they went a little too far. Somebody knows them. And I'm hoping they step forward, because this is not okay. You trespassed on someone's private property, you destroyed their property, you put their family in danger. There are real charges that, need to come from that. And most importantly, I want local law enforcement to do their job. In cases like this, where these fools make a mistake, go too far, they should be charged and they should be sentenced to the maximum. When I talk about the change that needs to happen in this world after losing Charlie, it's when I talk about it from a societal standpoint. Society needs to change, and we need law enforcement to do that. We don't need woke sheriffs and woke judges who catch and release these people, because that only exacerbates the problem. We see this all the time. Oh, he was arrested 14 times. Well, now finally he took a life, so I guess we'll lock him up for a little bit longer this time. The alternative, the flip side of not having local law enforcement handle this and handle this with ferocity, handle this with the appropriate amount of venom, handle this with what needs to be said and done, is that people will handle it. And that's not what I want. I don't want, people putting things, taking things into their own hand. That's where things get scary. That's where things get spooky.
To that burned sign, Shaw.
Yes, tonight, Loveland police telling Fox 31 that they are following up on leads in this case. Meanwhile, the family asking us not to go live in front of their home because they are frightened, concerned about their safety. And this all occurred 11:15 last night.
This is exactly what these lunatics want. And I can't blame a family with 5 young kids. You can't blame them for not wanting to be on the front lines against lunatics who would, set their home ablaze over a sign, break out their car windows. You can't blame the family for that. This is terror, and it should be charged as such. You can look at, sometimes you can say, well, the intent was this. Well, the result was this. You can look at, well, I intended just to be the getaway driver, but the guy I was driving for took a bunch of lives in there. They get charged for the same crime that the robber did. That's how these should be. Your intent was, I just wanted to take the sign down. Well, that's not how this shook out. You're terrorizing this family.
While 5 children slept inside the home.
What happened to Charlie was unspeakable. Everyone is destroyed over this.
So Michael and his family created a memorial along their fence to honor the slain CEO of Turning Point USA.
Nothing wrong with that. Their fence, their property. All it says is United We Stand. It's not even a political sign.
But late Saturday night, vandals lit the display on fire.
When they burnt that fence, that fire could have went into that house and it could have really harmed somebody.
It's the rhetoric. It's what people are being fed. There's so much hate in this world, and we need to stop.
The vandals also broke the back window of the family's SUV. Neighbors have rushed to provide them with...
Again, what kind of world is this? What is this? This is not what I expected. This is not how normal human beings act. And when these people are caught, and I have a lot of faith that they will be caught, they should get real charges, real prison time. Not, here's a $45 fine, go do it to another poor guy. Because the next guy, maybe it'll spread and it'll take the house out too. And then this is the whole thing with, again, we go back to the train, right? And that deranged man. There were a handful of judges that continued to let that man out, and now a woman is no longer with us, and they should be held accountable. The same thing should be true for soft on crime, politically motivated judges and DAs. I don't care if these were quote unquote just kids that did it. I don't care anymore. That's not this. Again, I'm in my dark Jeremy era. I don't care. It just doesn't matter. Yeah, you made a mistake. Guess what? Those still have consequences, whether you're 17 or 70. Just like this great, student here. I'm not going to show the video because this woman just wanted clout and I'm not going to provide it for her. But she showed up at a Charlie Kirk vigil and was laughing and saying, ha, 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 your guy's, gone, ha, ha, ha. you're a loser. Well, she picked the wrong school to taunt these students because she has now been expelled by Texas Tech. Her college degree, her college education now taken away from her. These are the societal effects that I want, that I think the world needs. Society needs to stand up and say, yo, we don't want you in school with my kids because you are clearly some sort of radical lunatic. There's that kid that showed up at a Charlie Kirk vigil in Arizona wearing the same shirt as the person who took Charlie's life, destroyed and desecrated his a vigil to him. Now, he did get some street justice, which I laugh at. I don't support, but I laugh at. But I don't know, whatever I don't know what, maybe you can get trespassing and damage to property. I don't care, whatever and I'm not saying to charge people with stuff they didn't do, but that's what he did. So he should be charged and he should get sentenced to the maximum. Our revolving door justice system has major culpability in why there are so many of these lunatics out there. And unless the universities start taking responsibility, unless local police start taking responsibility, this doesn't get better. And what happens is now you'll get vigilantes. You'll get people taking things into their own hands. And that I don't want. Nobody should want that. So yes, more accountability culture. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.